Okay, you don't know Triniboi Joocie here, UK Soca Scene. We're saying, you press the button, go down rhythm. All again, some exclusive, yeah? The song is Go Down, one of my groovy songs for the year, yeah. Who be tell she, girl, I wanna see you go down, go down, 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 down. Go down to the ground. Wind your body and shake your waist up, because you can't do it wrong. Girl, I wanna see you go down, go down, 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 down. Go down by the mass. Wind your body and shake your waist up, because you can't do it, yes. Girl, get all the attention from morning. I love how she hits them curves, girl. I'm not trying to rush you, but I wanna get into your world. Relax yourself and free your mind. Any mountain we see to climb, girl, I swim the ocean just to find a girl like you that would be mine. Girl, I wanna see you go down, go down, down. You understand? UK Soca Scene. We pushing it, we vibing. Yeah.
Hi, this is Tigeress from UK Soca Scene with the most hard-working, versatile, lovable UK-based artist, Triniboi Joocie. Triniboi, welcome.
Thanks, man. It's an honor. You know what I mean? It's an honor.
Well, hello, and I know people know you already, but to those that are probably watching this for the first time or that haven't heard about Triniboi, I just want you to just introduce yourself.
Okay.
In a nutshell. Just tell the people out there who you are.
Okay. Hello everybody, I go by the name of Triniboi Joocie. I'm a bass soca artist here in the UK. I'm originally from Trinidad. I've been doing this professionally for 3 years now. I'm a run-up soca monarch. Perform numerous carnivals, international as well as national. And pushing culture, I love culture. Pan man, / drummer, / writer, / dancer, / actor.
You forget teacher as well?
Well, yeah, I teach performing arts as well, so yeah.
Okay, so before we kind of start to talk about who you are, what you've been up to, we caught you halfway, midway practicing. So it seems like you're preparing for something. What are you preparing for? Because I know there's Monarch around the corner, yeah. And there's a Panorama as well, so...
Yeah, actually what we're preparing for is the National London Notting Hill Panorama. It happens at the Saturday of Carnival weekend. That's a big thing for me actually, because that is what put me on the map, you know, to end up doing music, you know, through Pan, you know. So I'm here with the best band, you know what I mean, Ebony Steel Band, which is who I play for, and I've been playing for a number of years. So.
Well, good thing you say that, because you just made your intro into where your career, as I'll say, started. So if I'm correct, you started in the scene at the age of 7.
Yeah.
Am I?
Yeah.
And you've been in the music scene. So what influenced you to start in Pan? Was it kind of family background? What was it?
Actually, I have my mother and father played Pan in Trinidad. My mom used to play for Trinidad All Stars, and my father used to play for Newtones. Also, my uncle, my father's brother, he makes pan, so he makes it from the oil drum, from the raw, you know, when you know, before it even looked like a pan, it's drum, it's an oil drum. What happened was actually 98 is when it started. Clive Bradley, famous Clive Bradley, he was living actually with us for a period of time, and we wake up here in Pan, we go to sleep here in Pan, we eat in here in Pan. Pan yard is basically in our front door, you know, literally. And one day we was playing around and he said, hey, why you stop running around? You had too much energy, I go and learn Pan.
Everyone. All right.
And for some reason, I don't know why or how, but since he said that to me, one day I just, you know, went to the back, take out the pan and listened to the band, and no one actually taught me how to hold sticks or actually taught me the song. I just heard it, and I don't know how, I just ended up learning the song, and yeah, from there, things just, you know what I mean, things just happened, man. It was a blessing, you know, really.
So at what age, because obviously you started at 7 and I think you were in a competition. Not a competition, you were in a concert.
Yeah.
Was it back in
98?
98.
The Trinidad and Tobago National Panorama. So, and I was the youngest player at the time to win Panorama for a band. You know, youngest band player in history, because that was like one of the biggest history. They upset them because the band won. You know, and for some reason, the newspapers found me. I don't know how. Well, it was easier because I had crates, carrying crates. I was too short, and they found me and they took pictures, and from all I knew, it was like 24 hours overnight. It was all these, about 7 newspapers came to my house. They wanted to interview. People was throwing money in my pan. It was like, oh, they can't you know. So it was an experience, man. 98 was the year that, you know what I mean, that really inspired me to do music. Also that year I sang with Wayne Rodriguez. We sang Footsteps. And with Footsteps, Marsha Montano, part of the Ecstatic family at the time. You know, and that was actually my first experience on stage, because he called me up to sing on stage with him and sing Footsteps, chanting concerts, a little boy whining. And
so you must have been 10 at the time, isn't it?
Yeah.
How was the whole experience? Obviously it's the first time, you're a young boy, right in front of people, you're performing. How was that experience, if you can remember?
What I could remember actually was that I don't know what, I just loved the fact that, because actually they didn't want me to play at first, you know, for Panorama. They said, you're too small. No, you're too, and I cried, I bawled, I said, hey, I'm going to the club, you're going to want to play. He said, alright, come. And they ended up putting me like 2 rows in the back to play for the finals. For semi, sorry. I cry, I rail, but I tell you, I ball up the place. They say, alright, we go play in the back 2 rows. And in doing so, the cameraman found me. And for the finals, they was forced to put me up in the front because everybody knew who I was. And, you know, so it was an experience. But 98 was the year, you know. And in doing so, Ebony saw me. I came up here. I performed with the band, numerous countries, we traveled, and that was actually the year that they used me to sing in front of the band while they was playing pan, and I sang Footsteps, the same song, and yeah.
So with regards to, obviously, because you started in pan, then you started singing, was that kind of like a natural thing? Did you say, you know what, I can do this? Or is it something because of pan, your love for music, you found yourself going down that route?
It's kind of strange, you know, how it worked out is because I was actually, Olatunji was here. He was here for a while. We met up in college.
Okay.
And I was studying performing arts in college. And I just don't know, I used to chant, like, you know, like chant and make up rhymes. And he said, hey, you're real good, you know, you should write. And I said, you know what, maybe I should actually start to write. And in doing so, he actually encouraged me to write. And from then, I just started being more, I had to get more serious then, you know. And in doing so, the feedback I received was crazy. Everybody was like, you're sounding good, how long are you doing this? And I was like, only a couple months. So I said, yes, I found something I can run away to, you know.
Natural, born performer.
You know?
So we fast forward your career, obviously, I think it's in, was it 2006, your first kind of song, was it?
When the first song I wrote was, 2009.
Was it 2009?
2009 is when that's the first song I recorded professionally. It was called It's Time. A young producer from Leicester, his name is Mishak, and he also produced Beast and Me.
Okay.
That same year, you know, and I mean, my first show was Got Skills, which was held in Shepherd's Bush Hall. And that was like the first performance actually doing soca.
So let me stop you there. You were doing Got Skills. Is it that not more kind of spoken words?
Yeah, it was like spoken words, people who did juggling. It was like a kind of circus show and different acts. And at the time, you know, I was, nobody knew who I was.
But in terms of the music, because I'm guessing the audience wasn't necessarily
a soca crowd. Yeah, it was like English.
So how did you manage
to do that?
To perform, to do that, and for you to be recognized?
Well, one thing I realized is with doing this form, you know, you can't give people 20% or give them a 70%. You need to give them the full 100, you know. And the way I was thinking at the time was to, if I'm doing this, I want dancers with costume. I want confetti pump. I want them to see me sweating, you understand what I'm saying? I want to give them that. I want to actually have a rag, a towel and waving, and rather than just doing it for no reason, but actually waving it and, you know, giving them that action, that rawness, and they accepted it.
Okay. So we fast forward to 2010, is it? And I think you had either a single or did you come up with an album?
Yeah, 2010 I released an album called Within the Soca Mix. Okay. And this album was the response I got from this again was incredible. You know, people, the feedback I received, people was like, they really like it, they really enjoy it. That was an album with 11 tracks. Numerous productions from international producers. So Colonel Roberts had a production on that song, on the album, sorry. St. Lucia producer. So various producers was on that. Was a kind of me trying to find what style.
So on that note, because obviously you're breaking into the scene properly. I mean, you've been in the scene before, but you obviously established you're breaking in. How did the UK scene grasp your music? How did they take your music? And how did you find, what I'm trying to say is, did you find radio stations more willing to play your music? Was there more airtime for your music? How was the whole kind of experience journey?
Well, to be honest, Bacalal, right? When I first started, I met up with Nikisha, because it was coincidentally that every show I did, she was at the show. She either left before me or was after me. And people asked me, you hear about UK Soca? And I said, I don't know anything about UK Soca. And I went and I did some research and I heard Chardonnay on MySpace. And I said, I like this girl vibe. She doing power. I like that. You know, and I was always asked, who do you like in the UK? And I said, you know what, to be honest, I don't really know anybody. So I don't really think there's anybody who appeals to me. I think what I bring would be something different. Okay. So, me saying that now, I had to go and do my research and go and make sure that, you know, I was covering 100%, you know, in terms of marketing myself, in terms of branding. You know, I considered having a logo, considered putting out an album that's just not in a plastic case, but has plastic to rip off, you know, like you play something
like you just
new.
Buy it from a shop.
Right, you understand? And I thought about these things and I said, you know what, if I'm going to do this, I need to do it properly. And the money we invest in things, if you save it, we're going to be rich by now. But, you know, it was a sacrifice. And I guess we like the things I did to begin with, like going to radio stations, I approached them seriously. I said, this is my album. I'm a soca artist based here in the UK. I want you to hear it, and I want to do an interview. And from the time they played track one, they was like, I like this, you know, they really grasped it, and they said, we've never had this before. When you say soca, we think of an older person, you know, we don't think of somebody young, you know, somebody energetic. And that was the feedback I honestly received at first. You know, I was one of the first artists to headline Scala as a UK soca artist. In regards to the radio stations, I was one of the first artists to approach to go on numerous, well, I'll tell you, pirate station, So many pirate stations I went on there and pushing. Travel, you know what I mean? Carrying, you know, to one extra. I was on Tim Westwood, you know, one of these soca artists, the first soca artist to actually go on those shows, you know, and it was hard to begin with, you know. People was like, UK soca, you know, we don't really know it. What is UK soca? And I said, well, this is UK soca. Look at an album, look at logo, look at how look at me, you understand? And from then, you know, I noticed that a lot of the other artists, you know, started to really consider what they was putting out there, and look at it now.
So with that in mind, the UK soca scene has grown.
Yeah.
And you have been a part of it.
Yeah.
I mean, this year I was just counting today thinking, you know what, how many times have I seen him appear? It shows this year and I lost count. It's grown.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts in regards to how people are embracing UK soca music? Do you think that we're there, or there's still more work for artists to get to that point? for them to be taken seriously?
Yeah, I definitely think, you know, it's a thing where we have a product, we have something. There is some. Once there's something, there's hope. You know, we have something there, but just people need to realize that in order for this scene to grow and to be bigger, we need to pull strings together. You know, we need to look at what we are doing as individuals and see how we could better ourselves as artists, for one, and two, get the right people on board to help us get to that position, rather than he and that guy I'm a friend enough from this country or who from this and that, you know, rather than thinking that way, but thinking, you know what, this guy is actually doing something, or this girl is doing something, let me try and encourage them and see how we can assist them, you know.
Well, I'm looking for some controversy.
Yeah?
So, I just want you to be open.
Yeah.
I'm going back to the same question, because I feel you kind of guarded, you're trying to be. Just be honest about the scene. How you feel your own people, in terms of the UK people, support you, where you think it's going. And I'm talking things like taking into account the future of Notting Hill Carnival, because it's all part and parcel of the whole scene. What are your thoughts? Real, honest.
Honestly, all right.
Just put it out there.
Okay, what I think, honestly, you know, for me as an artist this year, I would say I definitely receive a lot more support, you know, from people who didn't recognize me before. And I think this is because I considered what I was putting out there. In terms of like the video, I really said, you know what, we have to come at a level so high that the people have to accept it, you know. The music that I produce, that I put out there, they have to accept it, you know. And doing shows without getting paid, doing show, you know what I mean, making that kind of sacrifice this year was one of the things that I made sure, you know, was one of the key things I wanted to get done. In regards to the UK, you know, people tend to look outside and not really value what they have here, you know. And I think we need to look at what we have in our garden before we go down to Sainsbury's and look to buy things. If we grow vegetable and things here, what we going out there for? You understand?
Yeah.
I understand you want to pull a crowd, but at the same time, you must always look back in the garden and see what's growing, you know? The UK is developing.
Just to stop here, do you think then that's what's stifling UK artists at the moment? Because we've got loads of artists, but it's, if I ask anyone that's into soca right now and I say, you know this person, they want to scratch their minds or go on Google, try and figure out who it is. Do you think it's artists that are stifling themselves, that are pushing themselves down, going Sainsbury's, or is it the industry or the people as a whole that are not actually embracing?
I think it's on both halves, you know. We can't really pinpoint and say, well, it's A fault, that's why B can't get on. You understand what I'm saying? I think the artists themselves need to put in the work, you understand? Because it takes for you to put yourself on that platform for people to see you. If you don't put yourself, or try and force yourself on that platform, how would they see you? Nobody's going to come and hold you and say, come on, let's jump up on the platform. You understand what I mean? So it works hand in hand. On the other note now, the UK need to recognize, like, I think people need to do research, and if you honestly know somebody is working and have that quality, don't go work on that ego thing and say, well, he getting out there already, so I'm not going to push him. Let me say, well, we need somebody in front there to put the UK scene on the map. Let me support him. You understand? And I think if we approach it this way, the UK will rise. People know I go on Trinidad and I talk highly of the UK. I go on TV, I say, hey, well, you have to come. Look how much artists came this year now. Look how many Trinidad international artists has been in the UK this year.
I think this is the first year I see.
At every band launch. Watch the band launch trend. You understand? Because if you check out my work, I always say, and I always said from day one, I am a UK soca artist, because if we do not say or represent where we're from, it would never have an identity. If we say, I do Trinidad soca, I just like a million of them in Trinidad. I am based here, I get my inspiration here, I write my songs here, I record my songs here. So,
well, talking about that, I'm gonna move to your video, the latest release.
Yeah.
Go Down.
Yeah.
I love that video. I love the concept. I love everything behind it. I think the first time I watched it, I laughed.
Yeah.
What was who thought of the concept behind that? Because I like the way you kept it homegrown.
Yeah.
You kept it's West London.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's local.
Yeah.
It appeals to anybody and everybody here.
Yeah.
What was the, who?
In case you don't know, and if you ask everybody in the Joocie camp, I am the one who think of everything. I am like the brains of, you know what I mean? I have a lot of support, people who give me ideas as well, but in terms of the video, I had the concept. I said, you know what, I want to do this. I visualize it this way, and I asked opinion of people around me, how you think this would look? So yeah, I came up with the idea. I'm not going to go back and say I didn't. I came up with the idea.
You have to take credit where
you know what I mean? But no, again, shout out J Press actually, because it was funny enough. One of the locations, he actually found it on the day of our shooting, which was one of the main locations that we used in the video. So if it wasn't for he made that, yeah.
When did you shoot that video? Because I never see London, well, apart from a couple of weeks. So the sky blue.
We shot it. It was a blessing, boy. It was 2 days of shooting. The second half of the video you saw was actually shot on the first day.
Okay.
And the outside scene, so the club scene was shot on day 1.
Okay.
And the outside scene was shot on day 2. That was done in June. Okay. I did the video in no I lie, the beginning. Yeah, in June, the end of June, 28th of June or something like that. Yeah, we released it the 16th. Yeah, so we had probably 3 weeks in recording it and getting it out.
Well, it's a job well done. So how has it been received?
Actually, the feedback I've received is very positive. Very positive. People tend to compare it to my first video, but again,
is that controlling me?
Controlling me, but for me, the first video was an introduction of who I am. You know, I wanted to capture the feeling, you know, people reaction, you know, that vibe. Again, that was my idea. Yeah, people in terms of Godong, they said that it looks that level better, you know, in terms of how it looks, the quality, the locations. Same thing you said, the vibe. So that's one of the main things I want to get across in my videos, so that anybody, I don't want to have no video with big X6 and, you know what I mean? Even people,
why not?
I don't mind, but I mean, I'm not that kind of artist in a Benz, you know what I mean? And I said this the other day, I argued with my team because they said, boy, don't say that, can we make it big, you're going to be doing that? I said, no, I want it to be something that the people can relate to.
Listen, I want to be in the passenger seat.
How you mean? Why not? You know what I mean? All you doing work.
So we move on to Joocie Camp.
Yeah.
So who is in the Joocie Camp from you?
Well,
and
actually,
who are the Joocie Camp?
Actually, I must say this, and God above, you know, God has blessed you with some people in your life, and the one person that was there with me from the one when I did this music, J Press is my brother. He's my brother. He's been with me from growing up. Me and him, you know what I mean? We played pan together, we danced together, we, you know what I mean? We do grow up party, everything from small, so he knows my vibe. But you see Roy Alexander Wise, Roy is, he is the one. When they say Triniboi Joocie, he is, if I Triniboi, he's Joocie. That's what I mean. Roy is the one from day one, you know, who helped me in terms of giving me advice, who told me, you know, brother, things hard, keep pushing. You know, he was that big brother kind of figure, you know, and we bumped head together from day one. And
so who's in the camp?
But in the camp, oh God, it's plenty of Rough Rider. You know, Rough Riders, it's so much people.
Well, each one's got their own important part to play.
Yeah, well, actually, we say Joocie Camp is a mixture of bands. You understand what I'm saying? I say a mixture of bands because people from different mass camps, right? So we have people from Soul Connections, we have people from M2K, we have people from Dragons, we have people from Borokeets, we have people from Genesis.
So you have the whole...
We have most of the UK Soca Scene basically. But the key members, you know what I mean, from the one my dancers, which is Junior, Dejon, Cree, Shanice, Kezra, original dancers, Kamika, Carla, this goes on Rihanna, Real dancers, eh? Yeah. Who else missing, boy? Rona, Caroline. I don't want to call no names, because people will say, you missed me out in the interview.
Well, tell them you're bigging them
but
up.
You know what I mean? Big up all the mass bands, as I said, man, and the people who's been there, you know what I mean? Anna Maria, Ella. Who else? Daniela, Lee Cuz, my brother, Logic. If I want to know exactly who in it, behind the scenes on my YouTube page, have like clips of who was anything, you know? Ebony Steel Band, Juicy Camp.
Okay.
You understand? Mangrove, our people in Mangrove too, big him up.
So, I'm going to rewind to early this year. Congratulations, by the way. You got your degree.
Yes! Not this year, last year. Last year, you know, ready with that in my bag. Actually, I went to West Thames College, which is Islewood. I studied there for 3 years. I did performing arts. I received 17 distinctions at that college, which I was granted a creative industry scholarship.
So hang on a second, let me stop you right there, because there's some people out there that won't know the 17 distinctions, what it really means.
Well, so it basically is equivalent to like an A-star. Distinction is the highest of grades you could receive.
So you get 17 A-stars, man.
Well, that's how it come down to, you know what I mean? When you did modules, because there's 17 modules I did in total, and I got the highest in each module.
Okay.
And basically it's UCAS points, so you have to collect something like, say, 320 points. I received some like 5, I received beyond, you know, and which gave me a scholarship to the Montfort, which is in Leicester. I lived there for 3 years, and
rest is history.
The rest is history. While I was working hard, I was writing songs. I wrote Beast in Me, I wrote Soca Swag, I wrote Sweet Calypso, all which is on the first album. I wrote all that at uni under the stress. So
the future, like I said, your career has been colourful, right? It's gonna I don't know what's the next thing after colourful, probably vibrant, because you're still young and there's still so much from you. In terms of performing arts, where do you see yourself going in that arena? Because currently you are a UK soca artist, and then you've also got your performing arts background, and also your business sides. So where do you see yourself going with the performing arts?
Well, actually, I teach performing arts, and what I want to do is actually, and I've been doing it, is incorporating culture with performing arts. So using my academic skills that I've learned and research that I've learned at university to actually polish what I'm doing with soca, you understand? So go around performing, but not only just going there and singing and whining and waving, but actually have dancers. All my production that you see with dancers and stuff is I choreograph the moves. So it's giving them that cultural feeling of, you know, this is culture, belonging, you know? And actually getting youth involved, that's the one thing, you know. One of my drives in life is because I came from not really I wasn't poor, but we wasn't as fortunate as others, you know. And it's using that to help other kids as well, because I know there's a lot of kids who's lost, you know. So that is one of my aims, one of my key goals, you know, to do in doing soca and performing arts.
Okay. So how do you intend to raise the flag for soca, because that's your main aim, in Europe, and also take it back to Trinidad? How do you expect to do that?
Well, I definitely believe it's continuing to make sure and promote and push my music in the mainstream market. So, you know, a lot of people, they say, well, soca music is not mainstream music. No, I don't want you to say that when you're around me. My people cannot say that when they're around me. We are aiming to do that. If MTV Base don't have any soca, we have to be the first on there. You know, we have to push. So it's not actually thinking we have limitations, but actually saying, you know what, those barriers are there. We have to jump over them, you know. So that is one of the things that I believe, by doing that, soca, we could fly soca, especially in the UK and global. Marshall and them doing it now.
Well,
they're tapping into the European scene, what we doing here, so why we can't do it?
That's true.
You know?
So, kind of rushing things. You Has there any? You were working? I think you went back to Trinidad this year.
Yeah.
Because you were invited by Colonel Roberts
yeah.
after he saw you at Calo last year.
Yeah.
So you spent quite a while there. Did you perform at Carnival?
In Trinidad?
Yeah.
Yeah, actually I did a couple of fetes in Trinidad. I did the Republic Bank Fete, I did Bucket vs. Cooler Fete, I did Triangle Fete. So we did I did various shows.
Okay.
I was on television, Synergy Television in Trinidad. I was on numerous radio stations. I was one of the frontline artists for a Juve band in Trinidad called The Last Man Standing, which was 91.9 FM, which is Iowa station basically.
Okay.
He was endorsing the band, so it was a big,
So did you work on any new material that we're gonna hear? Is there new stuff that's on the horizon?
We had a real thing. I wanted, because JPS bring your laptop, we had thing here for a little here and new stuff. Right now we're working on 2040 music. So I have about 6 tracks already for next year. Collaborations I'm working with. Some collaborations, some artists I'm writing for as well.
Okay.
So
are you gonna give out any names? Or is it all?
Tunji, Zula, some American-based.
So what collaborations? Is it one of them?
I'll be with Colonel again, definitely, for sure. Yeah, also up and coming artists too,
I mean, is there any UK artists that
actually I did, and I must give a shout out to it. They don't get enough recognition. See, Lieutenants, they are UK soca artists who is, pushing and working hard. So I did a song with them this year called Perfect Timing. I haven't really performed it that much, but they have a vibe, and with the right support, and they will get there.
Okay.
Chardonnay. Bad. Chardonnay bad. I don't understand, these.
You see my face, I'm quiet.
You know what I mean? So, and there's, people who doing their thing. Shout out to everybody, who doing their thing, man,
Okay, so Notting Hill Carnival coming. What are you going to be doing? I know you're in hot demand right now, but...
Right, I'm doing the August Fete, which is one of the biggest, one of the big fetes, Carnival Saturday. So after Panorama, we'll be going straight to August and then come back for Juve and then go on the road with Chocolate. I'm singing on a couple of trucks, 6 trucks for Carnival so far. So,
okay.
What else? Yeah, the Soca Monarch, right now.
How you I'm not rigging anything, but it seems like you tipped to be the.
No, I don't take no tips.
Well, I'm not saying anything. I'm not influencing public votes, but.
Well, look at vote where?
We're telling the truth.
Yeah.
You've been tipped. So rumor says to be the winner because you came number 2 in 2010, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Enough about that. But yeah. How are you feeling about?
You know what? For me, I am entering this competition. I would say the first time, and I would say I'm glad I'm thinking this way, and everybody around me thinking this way. Is that we're not going out there to kind of outshine or, it's so common. I get her back and we're calling this artist. I'm not going on there with that. I'm going there to do what I need to do, perform, show people what I could do, what we could do. My production, Juicy Camp. And then let the rest be to the judges, the rest be to the people in the crowd. And congrats to the person who win, I want to win. I ain't gonna lie, I want to win. You understand? But I'm not going there with a head to try and put down anybody because people have improved since 2010. The productions has been very, very good.
So Trini, boy, I'm not gonna hide this. You're humble. And I think that's one of the reasons why the UK Soca Scene loves you so much. We embrace you. I can say a whole heap of things.
Yeah.
How do you keep such a humble spirit about you? Because you're one of the more approachable artists out there.
Yeah.
One of the more, anytime I see you, you're bubbling, you're smiling.
Yeah.
How do you keep humble? Because, like I said, your career is colourful. You've been everywhere. You've been in Switzerland, you've been in Cairns, you've been everywhere. How do you keep humble? And this is also advice that you can impart to up-and-coming artists and anybody that wants to perform.
I would definitely say it's hard. Sometimes we are all human beings, and people test you and try to get at you. But once you are confident in what you do, which is the main thing, you need to be confident in what you're doing. And when I use it with confidence, I mean you're happy with the product that you're making, which is one of the key things. The second thing is having the right people around you too. I get support from my mom, my family, my friends, and also being able to take criticism too. Because if people didn't criticize or tell me, I think you should change this or do this, I wouldn't be how I am today. So, and also you have to love what you do. If you don't love what you do, I love soca. I love it. Sometimes it's them just tell me shut up. Hey, hush up, boy.
You need to tell us, boy.
Because it's a. Once I keep enjoying it, I will be like this, And I don't think anybody could put me off, of soca. No matter what I've been through. I just smile. I'm a happy person. I've been through. Do not get tired up and think it's been an easy road. I've knocked on doors and people look through the spiral and say, nah, I mean opening that door. I've been through, and that only make me stronger, man. The more you tell me no, I will say no. Okay, one day I will come, and one day you will have to accept it. And because
that's
I have
an admirable spirit right there.
And the last thing, all you have to think. Advice I'd say is, what we do, soca music, is a form that you need to have the business mind. You can't just think of doing a thing or trying a thing. You have to say, you know what, this is something I'm doing. This is something that I want people to respect. This is something that I want to, in the long run say, you know what, I contributed towards that, or I did this with my career, I did this with soca, I built a house for my family, I did, you need to have these kind of drive. If you're doing it because you just want to make a fast money, or you're doing it because you want to wine on girls, or you're doing it because of the hype, you wouldn't enjoy it and it wouldn't be bubbly.
Triniboi Joocie is an inspiration to me. He has come from Trinidad and Tobago, and he's a role model to me. He's got his degree and started his own brand in soca music. His music is very vibrant and energetic, and I love it, and he's going to win Soca Monarch.
You're not a bad looking guy.
Oh God, I like it. Look at it wrong.
Don't blush now. You're not a bad looking guy.
Yeah.
So so what's are you single? Are you seeing somebody?
Yeah, I sing like a dollar, I sing like a pug. It's the best way. No,
don't say that, you're gonna see them carrying up outside.
No, well, what I mean? Right now for me personally, I focus on what I'm doing, and if God bless me, and what I mean? Nice swanks, I won't complain.
You hear, ladies, fix up, because Mr. Joocie right here.
No, man. What I mean is I would love you to come out and support what we're doing, and you could join the Joocie camp, what I mean? That's the best I could, what I mean?
That's what you can do, you can give right now.
Yeah, right now, you understand?
So, what does the future hold for Triniboi Joocie? I don't like to ask people questions like, where do you see yourself in 5 years or in 10 years? Because anything can happen tomorrow.
Yeah, it's true.
But where do you see yourself? Because you've got goals.
Yeah.
Where's the future?
One of my goals is to fly the flag for the UK. What I mean? For people to recognize soca in the UK. Okay. That's one of my main goals. The second goal is to actually go back home, as I said, to go back in the Caribbean, and I think that will happen in due time, when from time they realize what they're doing outside, something will go get wrong, and it takes that one tune, as you know, it takes that one song to make a global hit. So that is something that I would like to happen in the future. Whether it happen now, whether it happen in 10 years time, it will happen, because I'm making sure it happens. And yeah, I want to use soca as something to youth soca is something to bring the youth together, man. I love, you know, I love performance, I love stage, man. I love youth energy. You know, I love, because I work a lot with kids who come from broken homes, who didn't finish school, who got suspended, you know, like the bad kids, you know, and then working with them, it gave me this drive to actually do what I do and more to help them, you know. So I aim to be happy the way I am in the future, hopefully.
Well, listen.
With a house.
you will get there. With your personality and attitude, I'm sure you will get there.
Yeah.
Triniboi, it's been an immense pleasure.
Yeah, man,
I ain't
no
saying
problem,
that for a lie. It's been an immense pleasure. I mean, I've seen you at FETs, I've seen you around, and like I said, I'm not lying when I see you one of the most hard-working artists out there. Keep doing what you're doing, because it is a positive thing. You are shining the light, and you are teaching us a thing or two.
Oh.
Is there anything that you want to shout out to?
I want to say, you know what? As my boy Dwayne, you understand? Also, what you see, UK here, like me, right? And I say this too. We've had conversations as well. You know, UK Soca Scene. We've had conversations with Triniboi Joocie and UK Soca Scene. And the way the UK Soca Scene has just come onto the scene and doing all the thing, you know, in regards of the website, you're posting up pictures, you're doing this, you're doing that. There's people doing that too. We have many, you know, there's loads of other groups I'm not going to mention, but all you know who all is doing the same thing. But for me, it's the way how you guys came from nowhere. You understand? You just came. I don't know what time, I can't even tell you the specific time it happened. It just happened. And it's continuous, you know, and the work you guys are putting in, I would say, is actually helping the UK scene a lot. As you said, UK Soca Scene, you're actually helping the scene a lot for artists like myself and other UK-based artists to be recognized. Also the FETs, also promoters, also DJs, you understand? Also the soca-holics, the people who go and party, you making them celebrities too, because every week they're in your picture. You understand? So continue to do that, you know what I mean? And I wish you guys every success. I know you guys will be bigger than this. I can imagine it now.
Well, listen, we might be driving both in that Exodus, you and your Rolls Royce.
I will get all that first. Yeah. Listen, right now a holy flame at the lantern. The culture are pushing hard like strong man, but they beating their head and questioning why have such a drive as a young man. Yeah, I've been through the hardest tongue, man. I've seen some bad things, but wouldn't never let my experience suck me in. That lifestyle is a short span. When you come out the ghetto to better yourself overseas, they think he's a dumb man. Motivated by money, currency, Stevie. Them a blind man. You can't manage the time that I grind in the work input. Very long time span. You're not good on this stage, the door. Better off in a box as a light man. You want more quote me as a lyricist. I build up suspense, you build in spliff. Right now my weight shifting in a lift. On the way to the top, you walking it. I do the action, you talking it. I am the fraction, you summon it. All mixed up, vomiting. Being compared to trash fuck targeting. As the English say, boy, pack it in. I can keep going on and on and over. You understand? Go down to the ground. Wind your body and shake your waist up. UK Soca Scene down. I want to see you go down. Okay, Triniboi Joocie. Boom.
Yeah, well, I'm J Press, aka J Press the Button. Yeah, I produce for Triniboi Joocie. I've made Go Down, Party Anthem. Well, new tracks coming out. Up there. Latest tracks coming out, Rockstar. What other ones? Liquor. But yeah, when we're in the studio, we vibe pretty much most of all the material. This is a whole vibe and we're writing. Yeah, my fans. Yeah, but basically when we're in the studio, it's about a whole vibe. Like anything, like melodies, it could just come pop into our heads. We could be on a bus and we just make a song just like that. And then I go in the studio, lay down a little like skeleton, and then basically add other sounds. Well, my sound, I like to use like different types of sounds. As I get inspiration from like producers like Mad Men, First Class, Colonel, all them like innovative producers and that. But yeah, Jay pressed the button. Triniboi Joocie.